Hi everyone, this is Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. I'm running a little bit late. I had to do some weeding outside this morning, and I am not a weeder, but I did weed the side of my house, so proud of myself. I'm putting that on my list to do over the next week or two, and just do a little bit every morning, and then hopefully we'll get it all done. Okay, so today I want to share one project we did. Over the next couple weeks I'll share some of the projects we did at our Super Saturday event. But we had, from the time I designed the projects to the time we had class, we had online exclusive or clearance rack refresh. So our last chance products, we had a lot of products go on the last chance list, and the Adventure Together bundle was one of the ones that went onto the last chance list. So I wanted to do some of our last chance products first and share those with you. I'm just kind of looking through my supplies, and I'm thinking my embellishments were not in there. Now I gotta find them. Okay, so hold on one sec. We're gonna find those. I will use something else. Okay. Not sure where the ones I used were, so we'll use something else. Okay, so we are using Adventure Together bundle. This was an online exclusive, super cute, great for anybody who loves the outdoors, loves camping. And then we also are using the Weekend Adventure designer paper and sticker sheet. Now, I'm not using the sticker sheet today. We'll do a different sentiment, but I'll show you what that looked like. So with the class, we did 5 cards using the designer paper and the sticker sheet. And then we used a few other stamps and products as well. So let's get our products together. Oh my goodness, it looks like somebody has taken the paper out of here. Well, we're going to be cutting some paper today to go along with our project, because it looks like maybe someone had a little issue with their paper. Let me grab that. Oh my gosh. I thought I was ready for today, but I guess not. All right, so I am using, let's see, what size is that? We can use that piece. We're going to use this plaid piece, and then on the back has this great stripe pattern. All right. Now we're going to cut this at 5 1/8, or just under DSP, just under 5 1/4. That's not right. I'm gonna have one of those days. You know why? Because I weeded this morning, and that's like against most of my, against my better judgment is to weed, and now I'm gonna pay for it. Okay, so this is going to be measuring 5 1/8 by 3 7/8 for a piece of designer paper. And then I'm going to cut 1 inch off the bottom. So 3 7/8, so that would make it 2 7/8 here. And we'll cut 1 inch off the bottom, and then we're going to flip it just like that. Okay, problem 1 solved. My goodness. Okay, then we have a piece of basic black for our card base, and I have 2 pieces of 4 by 5 1/4 of white. One's for the inside, one's for the outside. Let's make sure our card opens the correct way. That's all we need, right? Okay, we're going to adhere our DSP to our white piece for the front. We're going to make sure we have just a little border all the way around. Okay, this on the bottom. I might overlap that just a hair, make sure we have the same amount of border all the way around on that. Okay, now I'm going to take some of our, this is part of our, one of our new packs. It's a pack of 2 ribbons. You get a little bit of each one. There's White and Misty Moonlight. So that everybody who came to the event and paid for this class got a pack of that ribbon too. So we used our ribbon on the products, or on the projects, blah, 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 blah. I don't think I'll weed before my next video. I think that's just asking too much. I think what I need is a nap. A second cup of coffee and a nap after I do my weeding, because I'm just not used to it yet. When my mom lived with us, she loved doing yard work. When we were growing up, our whole backyard was a big garden. We had orange trees, we had, well, she had made little paths all through it. I mean, flowers, vegetables, everything. When she lived with us, she lived with us about 20 years. She liked to do all the yard work and the gardening. That was her thing. And so I never had to do that. And now that she's not living with us, she lives with my sister, but she of course doesn't do gardening anymore. Somebody has to do it. Usually it's John, my husband, but I decided I was going to do some lovely little weeding, and that's on me. Okay, so what I'm looking for, I've got my Happy Camper. So this is the inside. I'm just adding a little camping chair. Here I've stamped the RV, or the camper. And I'll show you my sample. We did Camping Life, and this was one of the stickers. And then we did Happy Campers, but we only have one sticker in the sticker sheet like that. And I just got ink on my finger. So I'm gonna do Happy Campers on the front with a little strip of basic beige. And then for the inside, we're gonna do Let the Adventure Begin. Let's grab a block. Make sure I'm going to stamp that straight. Okay, we are done with our memento, and then I'm going to grab some Old Olive, and we're going to stamp these trees. I just stuck them on the block so we could stamp them both at the same time. And then let's do a little coloring. So I'm going to take some Old Olive, and I'm going to do just a little light Old Olive on my camp chair here. Okay. How many of you like to do gardening? Just ask that. If you like to do gardening, go ahead and post. We actually put in a couple raised beds this year, vegetable gardens, and they are finally starting to produce. So we're getting some zucchinis and some little tomatoes. We put in 3 kinds of tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes are getting started now, or starting to produce. We also have cucumbers, green peppers. We did eggplant. Not looking too good so far. I think maybe now that it's warmer, they'll do better. Okay, so this is coloring. It's going to take a minute. All right. Now the color on this plaid, it's not red, it's Cajun Craze. So I'm using some Cajun Craze to do my coloring on my camper here. So I'll just rattle on while I'm coloring. Probably should have done this ahead of time. but I didn't because I was weeding. So anyway, in the garden we have a lot of herbs, and those are all doing really well. And we did some onions, which are very slow growing, so I don't know if that's the area or why those are growing. So they're growing, they're just going really slow. What else did we plant? Oh, lettuce, which is doing really well. I'm not worried about my canopy too much because we're going to color that a darker shade. But the lettuce, we did red leaf lettuce, and that's growing real well. We have carrots, not big yet. I don't know. We're going to see how those go. And I think that's it. We have 2 4x8 raised beds, and then we did 1 4x4 raised bed one. And that's where the herbs and the onions are. So I have been using a lot of the herbs for cooking, which has been fun. Okay, I'm going to use my dark Cajun Craze just to do a little on my grill here, to do my canopy. Okay. Ugh, I am not a good colorer. My hands are a little shaky today. Okay, let's do, I think maybe my marker might be a little bit worn. Got a lot of use over the weekend. Okay, let's do, what color is this? This is dark gray granite. What color is this? Light gray granite. Okay, we'll do, and then, so the dark gray granite, these are my steps, and I'm going to do right here on my wheels. Okay, light gray granite. It's going to go on the inside of the wheels. And that's our chrome. And a little bit of chrome around the window. And I have a light basic black for the tires. I like to use the lighter basic black because it still looks dark, but if there's lines or something, you still see the little lines that are in the design. All right, last we have the windows, and I would normally leave those white, but I just want to add, I'm going to use a little bit of light balmy blue. Just to add a little bit of color here. Okay. Coloring is done. Now we have to do our die cutting. We're going to cut out our camper and our trees. Okay. We also have a fun little label, right? A couple labels. We have some tire tracks, and then I guess those are wheels, and there's a little camera too, which is pretty cool. All right. Let's pull in our Big Shot. We lost our handle again. Found it. Okay. Grab some of our Post-it note tape to hold this in place. Oh, get it. I'll get it eventually here. Well, that's not gonna work. Whew. Might need another nap before I tape any more videos today. Or need a nap. I haven't had a nap yet. We'll be all right. My gosh. I'm gonna say OMG. Oh my gosh, it's just not cooperating today. Nothing's cooperating. Okay. We're gonna make it work though. Is that gonna stay? Possibly. All right, let's give it a try. A little bit of shaking. Going to grab our scissors and just do a little trim right here and flag that, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals. This just feels very woodsy to me. This would be a great card for retirement. If you know somebody who's getting a camper and heading off on a trip of all the national parks, I would love to do that. I think that would be so much fun. Although I'm not really a camper person. I don't know. I feel like I'd want to stay at the hotel and have somebody feed me instead of me having to feed myself. I would go do a couple of camping trips. A couple. I used to camp with my Girl Scout troop occasionally. So I do know how to camp, and I do know how to cook on a fire. Does that mean I want to all the time? Not really. But I can if I had to. That's the important thing, right? I can if I had to. Okay. I need a couple of dots, and I'm looking for, hold on, not finding the dots I'm looking for. So I'm just going to grab some of these. These are the metallic adhesive back gems. And I've got some silver since I used gray in here. I'm just going to grab a couple of these. I used the those irregular river pearls or whatever they were called. And I don't think they're on the last chance list, but I can't seem to find where I put them. So we'll just add a couple of those metallic gems. They're kind of sparkly, but they're a little more metallic than like rhinestones. Okay, and that is our, oh wait, we've got to put our inside in. Okay, see how the markers, the blends go through? So you want to make sure that if you're coloring on the inside of your card, that you're coloring on an extra piece of cardstock that's going to glue inside. If my base was white, you don't want to color on the inside because then the back of your card would have ink coming through, and that is not what you want. So I hope you enjoyed today's project, and I will see you soon. Don't forget we have a sweet sale going on this month. When you purchase a sweet or sweet products, you get a second item of at half off. The smaller one is the half off item. So if you're strategic and you place an order for one sweet, you can get a second sweet for half off, which is a really good deal. Or a bundle that's in a sweet and get a second bundle that may be in another sweet for half off. So good deals all around, and I hope you enjoyed today's project. Please click subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you back soon. All right, bye everyone.